In the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. During this past week, I have talked to two people who have doubts about the Christian faith. They have serious questions, especially about death, and whether there is life beyond death. So the concluding sermon in the summer sermon series on the Apostles' Creed deals with a very relevant topic and still controversial. I believe in the resurrection of the body and the life everlasting. In the book, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Heaven But Never Dreamed of Asking, Peter Kreeft says that the human race has come up with 5 basic views of what happens to us after we die, and God has come up with a 6th, he says. First view, annihilation. Nothing. Death ends it all. When we die, we are dead, and that's it. This is the view held by materialists who believe that only what is material is real. Only what you can experience with your 5 senses is real. So therefore, when your material body, when your physical body dies, that's the end. Annihilation. A second view. We survive death in a place called Hades, but only as ghosts, pale shadows of the living persons we once were. This view is held by many ancient tribes and cultures, including Greeks and Jews. This is the view of the Old Testament, that we survive death as a pale shadow ghost. Third view, cosmic consciousness. This is the view held by Hinduism and Buddhism. The only thing that survives death is the only thing that was real before death. Cosmic consciousness. The Buddha mind. Perfect, eternal, trans-individual spirit. In this view, we do not survive death as individuals. For Hindus and Buddhists, death is nothing because we are already part of the all-encompassing cosmic consciousness. A fourth view, immortality of the soul. This is a view from ancient Greece that crept into the church, but it is not a biblical belief. Immortality of the soul is the belief that the soul, a pure spirit, enters the body at birth, and then is released from the body at death. It's imprisoned in the body until it is released by death. And in this view, the body is basically evil, while the soul is good. So therefore, a religious person is one who seeks to deny the body. Deny by abstaining. Abstaining from sex, food, drink, the bodily appetites. Because to subdue and subjugate this body is to release the pure soul. That immortality of the soul. The fifth belief, a fifth view. Reincarnation. And reincarnation is very popular throughout the world. Reincarnation is the belief that the soul comes back to earth in another body, reincarnated, until through a process of cause and effect, learning and growth, the soul is purified and released from its earthly journey. Now the sixth view is God's surprise. And we become something more than we were before death. That's the surprise. We become something more than we were before death. We do not continue existence as we know it on this earth, nor does something called a soul escape from its body prison. What happens to us when we die is that we are transformed, resurrected, and given a new resurrected body not a physical body like we have on this earth, but a spiritual body. The physical body is not resuscitated. It is resurrected and transformed into a spiritual body. And this is the view of the Apostles' Creed. I believe in the resurrection of the body and the life everlasting. Now, in the early years, when the church was spreading throughout the Roman Empire, it encountered the belief in the immortality of the soul. And the concept of the resurrection of the body was foreign to Greeks. To a Greek, the idea of resurrection was preposterous. You remember when Paul went to Athens? Athens, the capital of Greece, the home of the great philosophers and poets. And Paul shared his faith in Jesus. And the Greek audience listened attentively until he told them that Jesus was raised from the dead. And oh, how they laughed and scoffed. And no doubt the Corinthian church was dealing with the same controversy, because Paul devoted a great deal of space in his letter to the Corinthians explaining resurrection. And he used an analogy like planting a seed. The seed dies in the ground, but from it grows a vegetable or a tree, a new body. And when we die, we are given new bodies. And what we do to these physical bodies, bury them or cremate them, is incidental, because we will be given new spiritual bodies. Now, Paul was fighting a losing cause, however, because the church for centuries tried to blend these two views together. And perhaps some of you were taught that when we die, our soul goes to heaven, and then at the final time, our body will be resurrected and will be united with the soul. Does that sound familiar to some of you? This strange assimilation of soul and body was certainly not Paul's belief. Paul is emphatic here in Corinthians. Because Christ was resurrected from the dead, we also will be resurrected. And the physical body of Jesus was transformed into a spiritual body. And the biblical writers go out of their way to emphasize that the risen Jesus was recognizable. The risen Jesus was the same Jesus they knew before his death. He walks, talks, eats, and can be touched. Biblical theology finds it impossible to think of a person without a body. It is the body which makes us distinct, identifiable human beings. How would we know one another or communicate one another without our bodies? Therefore, we believe in the resurrection of the body rather than immortality of the soul. Now, by now, you may be asking, well, what difference does it make? Well, it makes a great deal of difference. What we believe makes a great deal of difference. Because belief in the immortality of the soul rather than the resurrection of the body has caused us many problems. Many problems. The sharp distinction between the soul and the body, where the soul is seen as pure and the body is evil, has led to an artificial separation between sacred and secular in our society. Secular has come to mean something less important, less significant, something dirty and evil, while the sacred is seen as holy. In contrast, our biblical religion teaches that all of life is sacred, and that whatever we do should be done to the glory of God. All of life is sacred. And as a result of separating sacred from secular, separating soul from body. Our culture has dissected us, cut us all up. We send our mind to the school to be educated. We send our body to the doctor to be healed. We send our psyche, our spirit, to the psychiatrist to be healed. We send our soul to church to be religious. The Bible knows no such distinction. And thank God, we are beginning to understand that there are no such distinctions. What the Bible emphasizes is a holistic understanding of life. And modern medicine is recognizing that you can't separate physical health from emotional, mental, and spiritual health. Yesterday's Merced Sun-Star reported that 8 medical schools have received grants to teach courses in religion and spirituality to the doctors. Religion and spirituality, because we are whole. Our mind, our body, and spirit cannot be separated, cannot be dissected. Who we are as persons is inextricably interwoven with our bodies. How can you know me without my body? I am my body. You are your body. And your body is beautiful. It's God's gift to you. Take care of it. Don't be embarrassed by your body or ashamed of it or wish you had someone else's body. It's yours. And it is good. It's not dirty or evil. It's good. Take care of it and rejoice in it. But what you are more than your body. You are more than your body. You are what you think, feel, dream, all that you have experienced and learned. But what you are cannot be separated from your body. And thank God our physical bodies with the limitations, the pain, the illness, they'll all be gone when we're transformed into spiritual bodies. We Christians believe that when we die, we will not lose our personal identity by becoming a disembodied soul or dissolving into some kind of universal spirit or cosmic consciousness. What the Bible means by resurrection of the body, now hear this, what the Bible means by resurrection of the body is that we are individual, distinct human beings with the ability to have a personal relationship with God and with other human beings that transcend death. That's good news. We need not face our own death, nor the deaths of our loved ones with fear, or dread, terror, anxiety, because death is not the end. It's not over. We're going to be with Jesus in life everlasting, reunited with loved ones, and joining the communion of saints. Now, in case I've lost you along the way, what I'm trying to say this morning has been said much clearer in poetry form by James Weldon Johnson in his poem, Go Down Dead. This is what I'm trying to say. Weep not. Weep not. She is not dead. She's resting in the bosom of Jesus. Heartbroken husband, weep no more. Grief-stricken son, weep no more. Left lonesome daughter, weep no more. She's only just gone home. Day before yesterday morning, God was looking down from his great high heaven, looking down on all his children. When his eye fell on Sister Carolyn, tossing on her bed of pain. And God's big heart was touched with pity, with the everlasting pity. And God sat back on his throne, and he commanded that tall, bright angel standing at his right hand, "Call me Death." And the echo sounded down the streets of heaven till it reached away back to that shadowy place where death waits with his pale white horses. And Death heard the summons, and he leaped on his fastest horse, pale as a sheep in the moonlight. Up the golden street Death galloped, and the hoofs of his horse struck fire from the gold, but they didn't make no sound. Up Death rode to the great white throne and waited for God's command. And God said, "Go down, Death, go down. Go down to Savannah, Georgia, down in Yamacraw, and find Sister Carolyn. She's borne the burden and heat of the day. She's labored long in my vineyard, and she's tired. She's weary. Go down, Death, and bring her to me." And Death didn't say a word, but he loosed the reins on his pale white horse, and he clamped the spurs to his bloodless sides, and out and down he rode, through heaven's pearly gates, past suns and moons and stars. On Death rode, leaving the lightnings flash behind. Straight on down he came. While we were watching round her bed, she turned her eyes and looked away. She saw what we couldn't see. She saw old Death. She saw old Death coming like a falling star. But Death didn't frighten Sister Carolyn. He looked to her like a welcome friend. And she whispered to us, "I'm going home." And she smiled and closed her eyes. And Death took her up like a baby. And she lay in his icy arms, but she didn't feel no chill. And Death began to ride again, up beyond the evening star, out beyond the morning star, in the glittering light of glory, onto the great white throne. And there he laid Sister Carolyn on the loving breast of Jesus. And Jesus took his own hand and wiped away her tears, and he smoothed the furrows from her face, and the angel sang a little song. And Jesus rocked her in his arms and kept us saying, "Take your rest, take your rest, take your rest. Weep not, weep not. She is not dead. She is resting in the bosom of Jesus." Now notice, Death didn't take something from her called the soul. Death took her body, her total being, which by the grace and power of God was transformed into a spiritual body. I believe in the resurrection of the body and the life everlasting.